Hello, my name is Berenice Kokana Paulsen. I am passionate about women. I love talking and I love coffee. I am excited today to have coffee at Nuwe Dinge in Mossel Bay. It's a cozy, welcoming coffee shop. You must come check it out. I'm having coffee with Apostle Debbie Benjamin and I am so honored. She is an apostle, she's a preacher, she's a mother, and she's a radio host. And we're gonna talk today about a very touching topic. So come join us for coffee. Shame is a dark emotion that eats the soul. Whether it's your own being or someone else, or your own doing, or someone else doing it to you, or sometimes life just happens. But shame is a spirit that can rob you of life. Today I'm honored to sit down with Apostle Debbie Benjamin and we're going to talk about the spirit of shame. It's a pleasure to have coffee with Apostle. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Lady B. I'm honored to be your guest today.
Thank you. Shame, Apostle, give us a short description. Geef ons 'n kort beskrywing of 'n ervaring wat u deurgegaan het waar u in shame was.
Thank you. The thing is with shame is how you handle your shame. Whether you embrace your shame or you take your shame and you make your shame, that tool you take, and you use that tool, shame, and you make for yourself a platform, and you, instead of embracing your shame, you can take your shame and discover that. I discovered that with what I went through, I took my shame, I built myself a platform, and I took that tool that was supposed to put me in shame.
Okay.
I turned it around, and I took that lesson to other women, the platform that I made for myself. And I said to myself, this thing is not going to put me in shame, but I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to make out of my mess.
Amen.
Because shame is supposed to put you in a mess.
mess.
But I made my mess. I made my mess a message.
Wow.
Because I looked for a platform where I could take my shame. And when I had my platform, I took that tool and I took my shame and I used it as a message for someone who is in a mess.
Amen. 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 There's different kind of shames. I can think of divorce. I can think of husband cheating, or even your children can put you in shame. In short, is there anything that you can think of that you went through shame, or a situation where you felt like this is too much?
Yeah, thank you. I went through a divorce, but I did not even know I'm going through a divorce.
Wow.
The whole world knew. I was the last one to hear that I was going to be divorced. I only found out when I was still in bed. And there was a knock on the door, and by that time I was still we were still in the men's of the church. And then my son came in, Mama, here's somebody to see you. So I got up, not expecting anyone now that early of the morning. I thought it's someone that needs prayer or so.
Yes.
So I still, let me put on my gown, and then whoever it is, then I can say, well, I'll put on some music, I'll make you some tea, and then I'll just gonna dress quickly and then I'll come back.
Yes.
Because you know, when you are in the men's of the church, there's always people coming. So that was,
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, but lo and behold, when I came there, it was a summons for me.
Sure.
And because it was such a shock when, what you call this guy now, that brings the summons, is it the Bolju or what is
yeah,
he
the
now?
Bolju.
And when he gave me the summons, I just saw divorce paper, something like divorce, but it was not plain, and I start shivering. I just start shivering. I could not even take the thing from me. And he said, his words were so, "Mevrouw, is you okay?" And he put me down on the settee. And my son was in the kitchen because he was on his way to work. So he was preparing him a lunchbox. And he asked, "Is there somebody in the house?" And my son came out and he saw me. And he said to my son, "You must go get someone for your mother now because I brought this for your mother, but she's what I'm seeing she's going through now. She still has at least 30 days to go through it, and then she had to sign it. But can't you go get someone there because I need still to go somewhere." So he wrote, and Bronnie just say, "You know, okay, I'm not going to go into what he was saying." And then he's out there and he went to go call the vice pastor and his wife. But that man sat by me till Bronnie came back and he spoke to me and he came to me. He said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I couldn't talk to him, but I could hear what he said, but I'm still shivering. So when they came, they took me to the bedroom back and they put me in the bed. I was still shivering. And you know, all of us know most about that time when that lady, when she and that, you know, the previous president, and when that lady, when they said she freezed.
Yes.
That is what happened to me. I
That's
freezed.
shocked.
Yeah, I freezed. And the next thing, the cars was all around the house. The neighbor had to come around because she thought there's death now. She came and knocked at the door. Something happened, and then they told her, "No, it's okay." But then they phoned the doctor. The other church members went to buy me some car meds and you know all that thing, just now to soothe me to get, because I was so shivering. But then Dr. Julius came and all those car meds and things were lying there. And the first thing he said to me, I couldn't speak to him, you know, I couldn't speak, but he said to me, he called me Juffrou that time, he said, "Juffrou, I don't want you," he said in Afrikaans, "Juffrou, ek wil nie jy moet daai kalmeerpille, jy moet niks van daai vat nie." He sat at the end of the bed. He said these words to me, and I'll never forget it. But it was in Afrikaans, and I quote him. I sê vir my, "Juffrou, vat nou hierdie wind wat vandag teen jou losgebars het." He actually ministered to me.
Yes.
Because he saw how I'm shivering from head to toe. I said, "Vat vandag hierdie wind wat teen jou losgebars het en laat hierdie wind jou in jou bediening in let this storm take you into your ministry." And he made an example. He said in Afrikaans, I quote him, I say, "'n vliegtuig het die sterkste wind nodig om op te styg." And you know, at that moment, while ministering to me, he calmed me actually, and then he said to me, "I don't want you to take any of those pills," because they went to the chemist, they went all over using their medical aid, the assembly members, and they really, you know, looked after me that day. And he said, "I'm just going to give you a vitamin injection so that you can sleep, soms nou die spiere verslap." And then he gave me the injection and he even prayed for me. And then he went out and I fell asleep. When I opened my eyes, wow, the house was still full. They were sitting around the bed, in the lounge, all over the assemblies.
Wow.
So yeah, that is now supposed to be shame.
Yes.
But you know, after they left, it was now in the afternoon, because that was early in the morning, about 7 when he knocked at my door, you know. They was early.
Yeah, early, because I want to.
So by the time I woke up, it was here by 3, 4 o'clock when I actually woke up.
Yes.
And I was still in bed and they were there. I just smelled food and everything. So they were busy in the kitchen and there. And then I fell asleep again. So I only woke up then the next morning.
Wow.
But you know, why I say, and as you said, you get shame and shame.
Yes.
There was no chance for me to embrace that shame. I never said I didn't talk about, because this divorce, I didn't know where it comes from. And just, I just got a call one night, and it was my brother. And he's crying, but hoekom het jy nie vir my gesê, nou vra ek op van wat? Hy sê, Dr. Burger, sê vra dan nou vir my daar, by die conference. Actually, he's phoning me from there. Is Debbie alright? And he asked Dr. Burger, is Debbie dan siek? And hy was nou surprised, because he asked him, weet jy daar nie? And then he phoned me from there. En ek het net gevoel, het was nou my. Hy is die babiekie broer, ek kan nie nog dit op hom sit, ons het nie maar so, want ons nog net ons twee, ons het ons hele familie in 'n motorongeluk genoem, ma, broer, suster, allemaal op een dag op slag, ek wil nie nog dit op my jongen, want hy is ook aan die bedieningen. But you know, that Sunday night, when he drove from Klaver, he came,
That's support.
you see what, it's support, but what happened, that shame, dit raak nie net vir jou nie.
Yes.
Dat raak jou familie.
Your family.
Dat raak jou kinders.
Yes.
En jy dink dit gaan net om jou.
Yes.
En dit raak jou hele familie. Because there was a time when we went, it was few years after that, and then we were together at a funeral, and my aunt, they confronted him, and they said, jy vat ons kind so ver uit weg om haar daar nou te kom weer. You know, because the first time they said. But I took my, that was supposed to break me, my shame.
Wow, that's a
I
message.
took that too, and I made a platform for me, and I just said, I'm not going to embrace you, you're not going to kill me, you're not going to destroy me, because after Dr. Julie spoke to me, and he gave me that injection, and he prayed for me, and I slept so well that time, and even during the night, and that thing came, I was ready for that.
Wow.
For that, and we gave, me and Bronnie gave that child, you know, our full attention. We looked after where Bronnie used to go, she would go with that, even in the car. Then she left with my brother. He was now there for the week, and he asked me. Then I said, no, let Bronnie take you there to the vice past, and then you can talk to them. And so that is what happened.
Sure.
I made myself a platform, and I used my shame
It's a weapon.
as a weapon.
Amen.
As a weapon.
It's a weapon.
And when people came to me, and I was still going through that, I could say to them, no, don't divorce, go back to your house.
Yes. Yes.
Dank aan jou kinders.
Yeah.
Because their children were still small. But my children were big. Bronnie was 23, 24, and I mean my daughter was also.
Yes.
So my children were big. And I think that also because of my children that were you know,
matured
grown and
already.
matured, it didn't affect me that much. Soos ek nou sê, die aanhaling wat die dame vanoggend, die Here het regtig verkeerd om reg gewerk, because that pushed me into my ministry. Because you must remember, it was supposed to be the biggest shame in the church.
Yes.
Because at that time, I was the president of the AFM Ladies Department of South Africa.
Sure.
En ek het die kantoor, we would say the office. I was at that time the longest in the office. It was my third term of 4 years. So I was running almost 12 years in that office. And it was supposed to be the biggest shame.
Yes.
But God.
But God.
I can tell you today I'm a kept woman.
But God,
But
amen,
God.
amen. Wow, Apostle, you have said so much, and I like that you say that your mess is now your message.
Amen.
Wow, and I also like what the doctor said. Use that wind that comes against you to push you,
Yes.
push you further. Wow. What can you say to someone that is going through shame, or who's threatened with shame, or thinking this thing is now a shame? The community is talking, people talk, people gossip, people look at you. whether it's divorce or maybe your child is pregnant or your husband made a child, whatever kind of shame, what would you tell someone who is going through a situation of shame?
I'm gonna use your introduction words again. You get shame and you get shame.
Yes.
There's a song that I like to play on my program. Jou wonde is nie miskien jou skuld nie,
Wow.
maar jou genesing is jou verantwoordelikheid.
Verantwoordelikheid.
Nobody asked to be shamed or want to be in that position. But you know, as life is, vir jou voel dit, dis skande. Maar dan sê Jesaja 54, jy sal nie meer in die skande kom nie.
Amen.
Hy sê, want ek is jou maker.
Amen.
Ek het jou gemaak, ek het jou gevorm. En you know, ek sê altyd, jy laat toe dat mense vir jou, en hy put van skande, en hy put van wat hulle jou wil, because
They box you there.
ja, en wat is die ander woord wat ek nou soek, wat hulle doen? They label you.
They label you.
They label you. No. Ek, op die program sal jy mos ook oor baie vroue bel in en huil, my man het nou uitgestap en al.
Ja.
En sê ek altyd vir hulle, vrou, maak vir jou mooi. Al bloei jy hier binne. Van jy het nie gevra vir die wond nie.
Yes.
Jy het nie gevra vir die skande wat oor jou huis nou hang nie.
Yes.
Jy het nie gevra vir die kind wat nou jou vel van jou gesig aftrek nie.
Yes.
Jy het nie gevra vir die dogter wat nou rebellies is nie. Ouma, jy het nie gevra vir die kind wat nou bors aan bors teen jou staan en vir jou rondpluk vir geld om sy behoefte te vervul nie.
Yes.
Jy laat dit toe. Maar jy kan opstaan uit jou as en baie belangrik, daar's twee opstaan, jy kan op jou voete opstaan of jy kan in jou gees opstaan.
Amen.
And I've decided to arise in my spirit.
In my spirit.
Ek het gebesluit, ek staan in my gees
Wow,
op.
rise in your
Ander kyk vir Debbie wat divorce is because they educate en jy weet,
Yes.
wanneer jy ook deur 'n skei gaan, jy verloor vriende. Nie dat hulle dit nou, maar jy's mos nou 'n dreigement nou,
Yes.
verstaan jy
Yes,
nou?
you're single now.
Ja, you single now.
Yes.
En weet jy, daar was tyd wat ek 'n hart uitgelag het. En dan later dink ek, hy shame. Hier, nou kyk nou hierso. En dat Bronnie eendag vir my sê, sorry dat ek nou so van Bronnie, ek en Bronnie.
No, it's fine. I like Bronnie. Me and Bronnie are brother and sister.
Bronnie het eendag vir my gesê, bro, mami, die mense wil nou almal mami se maatjie nou wees nou en so. Toe sê ek, ja. Because I didn't entertain them. Jy sien mense, hulle kan jou verlede. Ek noem dit altyd, ek sê hulle het 'n graad om jou te herinner aan jou verlede.
Yes.
They can tell you about 10 years ago en maar vir hulle nou 'n versie te quote, dan kan hulle dit doen nie, maar hulle kan van jou verlede kan, maar ek dien mos 'n God.
Amen.
Hy kyk nie na jou foute nie, of laat ek sê, kon kyk nie na jou verlede nie, hy kyk na jou hart. Hy kyk nie na jou foute nie, maar hy sien potensiaal.
Amen.
En ons mense sien mos net jou foute, en hulle hou jou op jou foute, en hulle remind you of your fault. Maar die God wat ek dien, hy vat vir Dawid wat 'n moordenaar is, hy vat vir oneg was vir Dawid, né? En hy vat vir Moses,
Yes.
wat 'n moordenaar. Hy vat die Here werk verkeerd onder. Hy vat mense wat die lewe af, die moordenaar, Dawid wat dan gebruik die Here mense met foute wat ander dink is skande en wat God use those people. Daar's mos 'n lied wat sê something beautiful.
Amen.
Something good. All my confusion, he understood.
Wow.
All I had to offer him was my brokenness and shame.
Amen.
But he made something
Jesus.
beautiful out of my. So ek wil vandag vir 'n vrou sê, wat deur nou 'n egskeiding, wat deur vernedering,
Yes.
wat deur verwerping
Yes.
gaan, Laat hulle maar boekhou van jou verlede. I came today to tell you, staan in jou gees op.
Amen.
En wanneer jy in jou gees opgestaan het, vrou, maak vir jou mooi. Kyk, hulle moet nog worry. Waar kry sy die geld om? Waar kom man sy die rooiste lipstifie aan? Vat jou uit.
Yes.
Sien jy, begin by jouself. Jy moet eers vir jouself lief hê.
Yes.
En wanneer jy jouself lief het, dan kan jy ander, kan jy. Maar solank as jy nie, en dit wil ek vandag vir 'n vrou sê, staan in jou gees op.
Amen.
Niemand het gevra vir die skande, of hy pyn, of hy seer wat jy deurmaak. Maar, wat ek wou vir jou sê, jou wonde, want onthou, toe ons op die aisle afstap met
Yes.
ons wit rok en die
Yes.
lang sluier
Yes.
en hieroor, want ons het mos nog nie kinders gehad, ons was virgins when we got married.
Yes.
Verstaan jy?
Yes.
En jy nooit kon
Never.
droom, na 25 jaar, gaan aan die deur geklop word, en jy gaan 'n papier in jou hand gedruk word, en jy gaan die skok van jou lewe kry, en jou vries, en the next moment, jou house is full of people.
Ja.
Maar ek het gekom om vir 'n vrou te sê,
Rise
jou
in your spirit.
wonde is miskien nie jou skuld nie,
Amen.
maar jou genesing
It's your responsibility.
is jou verantwoordelikheid.
Amen.
Want as jy nie aan jouself werk nie, gaan jy jaar in en jaar uit, gaan jy bloei.
Amen.
And sometimes we bleed on people that didn't hurt us.
Dis dan dit.
En dan snap jy, maar die man het jou niks gemaak nie. Verstaan jy? Jy's nou in 'n nuwe huwelik of dinge so, maar jy het nie gedeel met jou seer nie. Jy het nie gedeel met jou pyn nie. You need to deal with it.
Amen.
Jou wonde is miskien nie jou skuld nie, maar jou genesing is jou verantwoordelikheid.
Amen. Wow. Woman who's sitting there, who's threatened with shame, rise in your spirit. Your wounds may not be your mistake, but your healing is your responsibility.
Amen.
Amen. Isaiah 61 verse 7. Instead of your shame, there shall be a double portion. And instead of your dishonor, they shall rejoice in their lot. Till next time.